Hi, this is Stuart Rabinowich, and welcome to Gallery Route One's virtual artist series. And today I'm here in person interviewing the artist Diana Marto, who is going to share with you some of the experiences that she has had with her art during this last couple months of shelter in space. So here's Diana.
Hello. We're recording actually from a shed on the side of a ridge, about 800 feet above the sea, which is really thrilling because we actually can see through the trees. We can see the light pouring through from the how it changes in the sky from the horizon and with the sunsets. And this is what I wanted to describe today. The shift of my work from working inside with a cement floor in a live workspace in Emeryville to coming to the northern climes of Northern California to the outside. And I'm going to start with an image of my studio in Emeryville. It's going to take me a second to pull it up. Here we go. You can see my cement floor. And I'm working with large sheets of paper with my sumi brush. And how I work is I'm vocalizing streams of consciousness that I then write down. So catastrophic climate breakdown, walking backwards, terrifying. These are all words that I vocalized and then wrote in big letters on the paper. So this is where I left on March 16th. And we drove to the northern woods to Westport. And here's my new studio. A tree stump right on the edge of the woods. When I left my studio in Emeryville, I just took a sack of art supplies in a little bag. And I always travel with my sumi brushes and my sumi ink and some iridescent oil pastels and a few other things like silver pens and just some special items. So I didn't have much with me except for a couple of sketchbooks and my art supply bag. And I'm walking around in this new environment and I'm going, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, I don't know. I just have to look and see what captures me, what inspires me. And I was walking up this path from our little cabin up to the shed where I'm now broadcasting from. And I looked out and over, and I'm surrounded by redwoods and a redwood forest. And I started seeing the spaces between the branches of the redwoods, and I started seeing the light. I started observing the light, and I've been observing the changes in the light throughout the day and into the evenings for the last 2.5 months every day. And it's so exciting to me because it's so alive. It's like being in a cathedral. It's like looking at the colors like a stained glass window, because at sunset, what's coming through these trees are oranges and golds and silvers and pinks and rose, and it's just such a splendiferous moment of being alive and being here. And I'll show you some of the paintings I've done since then. Here's one. It's about 20 by 30, and I begin by making long lines with an iridescent oil pastel stick, and then I take my sumi ink, and the ink and the oil repel each other, so you get this beading kind of effect. When I looked at this piece at night in my cabin, and so it was barely lit at all. It was like a light coming from the other room. This area right here was so almost three-dimensional. It was almost as if I was holding the light of that. It was just iridescent, and it was coming out into the room. It was almost tangible. And I just find that so special to have grasped and to have participated in making something that's so alive the way this is coming off of the wall. I'll show you a couple of other images I've done. This was one I finished like 2 days ago. And this rose color that's coming through here with the forest, now I've changed it so it's a much stronger, hotter pink. Because sometimes the light coming through is so powerful that you almost are blinded by it. It's like almost a searing light of the sun as it sets into the ocean. Let's see what else I have. So there's the studio, and there, and that. Oh, that was one of the first ones I did on a small piece of paper. I'll show you also my wall in the cabin. Here it is. So this wall is getting filled up. Like there must be about 20 or 30 of these small, they were works in progress when I first started, but now that I see them from this point of view, from this moment in time, they are like works in progress, or they're the beginning sketches. This one reminds me a bit of Emily Carr and her paintings that she did in the Northwest. And you can also see where I'm just doing surface itself, just the breaking out of how the ink works with the brush. So I think that is all. Oh, here's another one this is a large one. This is 22 by 30. I'm thinking of putting 3 of them together and doing them as one piece, but we'll see. I've got enough art supplies now. I had to go back to town and get some. So thank you so much for seeing my work and checking out what's going on with Gallery Route 1. There will be other artist interviews to look for as we proceed with this program. And wishing you all the best, and be safe and be healthy.
Thank you, Diana.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.